Say it ain't so, Joe. Joe Biden was actually so bad at his interview with ABC about the horrendous pullout from Afghanistan that they didn't air it in full. So what did Biden really say? Just days after the Taliban took control of Kabul, the capital of Afghanistan, and President Joe Biden continued his time at sleepaway camp, Biden was forced to do an interview as a PR move since he made such a disaster with what's happening in Afghanistan. How'd it go?
But we've all seen the pictures. We've seen those hundreds of people packed into a C-17. We've seen Afghans falling.
That was 4 days ago, 5 days ago.
Unhinged. Biden went on ABC Good Morning America with his bestie George Stephanopoulos to explain and defend his reasoning for leaving millions to be raped, beaten, and slaughtered by the Taliban. We all know that he was warned back in July against just packing up and leaving without any departure plan, but Biden lies and people die.
So no one told, your military advisors did not tell you, no, we should just keep 2,500 troops. It's been a stable situation for the last several years. We can do that. We can continue to do that.
No, no one said that to me that I can recall.
Which means they damn well may have, because what he can recall is not much of anything, even knowing that he is president, because he's not acting like one.
Still a lot of pandemonium outside the airport.
Well, there is, but look, but no one's being killed right now. God forgive me if I'm wrong about that, but no one's being killed right now. We got 1,000, some like 1,200 out yesterday, a couple thousand a day, and it's increasing. We're going to get those people out.
That's Mr. Empathy, Grandpa Joe. He's no threat, just a sleepy old man who needs to be coached to answer properly by George Stephanopoulos.
So Americans should understand that troops might have to be there beyond August 31st.
No, Americans should understand that we're going to try to get it done before August 31st.
But if we don't, the troops will stay.
If we don't, we'll determine at the time who's left.
And
if there are American forces, if there's American citizens left, we're going to stay till we get them all out.
And even George couldn't coach him enough. And ABC didn't air the entire interview with Biden because time constraints or whatever. But they made a vital mistake in releasing the transcript of the interview before it aired. So anyone with good sense compared the transcript to what actually was aired. And there are some doozies left out of the interview. I wonder why. The transcript I'm about to read is why this video needs to be shared, because the public needs to see what Biden is actually saying. Share the video and then tell me in the comments which exchange is the worst, because they're all bad. And note that what is written in red is what was left out of the televised interview. I think a lot of Americans and even a lot of veterans who served in Afghanistan agree with you on the big strategic picture. They believe we had to get out. But I wonder how you respond to an Army Special Forces officer, Javier McKay. He did 7 tours. He was shot twice. He agrees with you. He says, we have to cut our losses in Afghanistan. But he adds, I just wish we could have left with honor. Look, that's like asking my deceased son, Bo, who spent 6 months in Kosovo and a year in Iraq as a Navy captain and then as an Army major. And, you know, I'm sure he had regrets coming out of out of Iraq. He had regrets to how's it going? But the idea, what's the alternative? The alternative is why we are staying in Afghanistan. Why are we there? Don't you think that the one, you know who's most disappointed in us getting out? Russia and China. They'd love us to continue to have to. Russia, China. He just said that Russia and China are disappointed in us getting out of Afghanistan. Since that interview, China especially has gotten into a nightie and jumped right in bed with the Taliban, because why wouldn't a communist regime want to take over an area that has vital resources that could be used against the people of that communist regime? Makes no sense to me. The next exchange came right after Biden claimed that he didn't think the exit from Afghanistan could have been handled in any other way, and that chaos would ensue. So for you, that was always priced into the decision. Yes, now exactly what happened is not priced in, but I knew that they're going to have an look. One of the things we didn't know is what the Taliban would do in terms of trying to keep people from getting out, what they would do. What are they doing now? They're cooperating. Letting American citizens get out, American personnel get out, embassies get out, etc. But we're having some more difficulty in having those who helped us when we were in there. And we don't really know what's happening outside of Kabul. Pardon me? We don't really know what's happening outside of Kabul. Well, we do know generically and in some specificity what's happening outside of Kabul. We don't know it in great detail, but we do know. And guess what? The Taliban knows if they take on American citizens or American military, we will strike them back like hell won't have it. Except you just pulled all support to keep the Taliban out. And you left thousands and thousands of American citizens there to fend for themselves. They are in hell already. One more exchange, because I really can't take any more. How will history judge the United States' experience in Afghanistan? One, that we overextended what we needed to do to deal with our national interest. That's like me saying the border of Tajikistan and other, what does it matter? Are we going to go to war because of what's going on in Tajikistan? What do you think? Tell me what. We're in that isolated country that has never in all of history been united, all the way back to Alexander the Great, straight through the British Empire and the Russians. What is the idea? Are we going to continue to lose thousands of Americans to injury and death to try to unite that country? What do you think? I think not. I think the American people are with me. And when you unite that country, what do you have? They're surrounded by Russia in the north, or the stands in the north. You have to the west, they have Iran. To the south, they have Pakistan, who's supporting them. And actually the east, they have Pakistan and China. Tell me, is that worth our national interest to continue to spend another $1 trillion and lose thousands more American lives? For what? For what? So instead of using your brain and strategically paring down, just up and run. Nothing says cowardice like Joe Biden being Joe Biden. There's much more to be said, but we'll save that for another video. In the meantime, share this video to expose the truth. Until next time, stay healthy, America.